Here we are on the New Zealand yen 15-minute time frame. We have a head and shoulders that's setting up. What a busy week, guys, for the last week of Christmas. Really busy. Lots of winners, virtually no losses. I think I've had one loss and about 5 winners. So anyway, this head and shoulders, you can see here, left shoulder, head. Now, it wasn't in head and shoulders for me until we've broken the neckline. As you can see here, we've broken the neckline, and just here I'm treating this as a double top because look at what we did. We held the left shoulder, we did a retest, and we broke below. So we broke below the V point and we broke below the this low here as well. So I'm now going to treat this as a 26.18 up to that 618 fib, and this will be for a complete retest down to the lows, and stops will go just above the highs here. So why am I looking at this trading opportunity? Well, let's go out to the dailies, and as I say, it wasn't an opportunity for me until we've just had this breakout here. So New Zealand yen, so what happened here is we had a break above, so we broke above the structure level, putting us in a potential rotation. We had potential outside return, then we had a new structure high putting us in trend, then an outside return, then a new structure high. Then what we've kind of done here, it looks like we're putting in a complex pullback. So this is a trend within a trend. So we're still looking for bullish opportunities, but it means that we have a 3-point move the other way. However, since we have not violated the outside return, then technically we're still bullish. So in this setup, I would only be looking for long opportunities if there is room to go higher, which I've not checked. Yeah, there is for me. There's room to go a little higher, but not a great deal. This type of setup anyway could be a head and shoulders because we have put in 2 left shoulders ahead. But anyway, not something I'm even considering because we're not there and we've got Christmas. So looking at getting in and out of these trades. So we're here on the 240 now, and if we highlight this area, which is pretty much our outside return, I did say we've got that complex pullback, and this is what it looks like on the 4-hourly, coming down to that level. But what we've done on the 4-hour is, yeah, we came down to here, we double bottomed, okay, giving us a nice structure level here. Then we broke to the upside, we saw a small pullback, we broke up again, saw a pullback, broke up again, and then we violated to the downside. So right now we're looking at a potential rotation. We saw a pullback, then we saw a new low. We've got this structure area here, and then with that low we made a break below, close below this level right here. So we're in trend to the downside, but we have only just violated this level of structure. Let's just clear up the charts and just make this look a little neater. So these were our structure lows that we needed to violate, and as you can see, we violated them. We had a lovely shelf in here. Just let me delete those. We had a lovely shelf in here where we can look for shorting opportunities. Then we had a high test candle, and we've actually held this area now for just over 12 hours. So this is an area then where we can look at the market coming down for a retest and even a little bit further. Though because of that AB equals CD pattern which I drew out, we can't come too much further for me. And there is a Gartley pattern here as well. We can only come to here, so it makes secondary targets for me not, well, I say not really achievable. 30. Oh no, they are achievable. Ignore that. Yeah, secondary targets we can go for. Brings me down to that AB equals CD pattern. Just double check that Gartley. Oh, it's a deep Gartley. Right, okay. No, we can definitely go for that extension. We've hit the 618. I'd be looking at the 127. Look at that. That 127 comes directly into the completion of our AB equals CD pattern. Yeah, so we can go for secondary targets here. Okay, and so then let's drop down the time frames. Let's go to the 60. And okay, sorry, back to the 240. Right. So these were the wicks, and as you can see, price came up here and we put in a high test candle, so we did not violate on the 240. So that means we're going to go down to the 60. The trade is still valid for me, even though we've had a break above, close above here. And the reason for that is because we're putting in the head and shoulders, which is the reversal. So since we've had the break to the downside now on the 15, it gives me a little bit more confirmation. So how does this look? Let's just draw it out again. Here's our left shoulder. Here's our head. This is our right shoulder, and I'm taking this as the right shoulder because we technically double topped, and again we did not violate those tops, so we've got a major level of structure here. If we look left, look how many times this has been tested. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times here, just what you can see in the chart. And so we have then broken to the downside. So we've broken to the downside, now looking for that 61.8 fib. I hope I've made this video clear and not rambled on a little bit too much. Okay, so my entry will be the 618. We're getting close to that now. My stops will be above the highs. I want to go an ATR above them, which is currently 7. So that makes me 32. Okay, so this is going to be the risk. Let's make that red, and we know we're going to go for 2 targets here. We're going to play for a retest of the lows, and I'll base them on either the 60 or 240, and I'll confirm that once I look at them. And then we're going to play for secondary targets, and let's go out to the higher time frame and take a look at those. Okay, right. So we're basing them on the 240 then. So I'm going to want those a couple of pips above the closes of the candles. And secondary targets, we know they're down at that 127 and that completion of the AB equals CD pattern. Try that again. Okay, so I'm going to go 4 pips above that 127 and gets me above that AB equals CD pattern as well. Gives me plenty of room there. Why is this not working? Okay, and we're going to make this yellow. So the risk on this trade is going to be 17 pips, very low risk. Reward is going to be 46. Target 2s are going to be 70. So around a 2, 2.5 to 1, something like that. So let's go ahead and set our orders here. This will be an aggressive entry using a limit order. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so I want 2 targets, 17, 17, 46 and 70. And there we go. We'll come back, see if we get filled and see if we can get first targets. We're back for an update on this trade. As you can see now, I have been filled this. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, and what's actually happened. So we had our, let's just remove the orders. We had our double top, which was here. I adjusted the fibs in the night, and what actually happened is we pulled a little bit lower and then pulled up for that 26.18. So I did actually get a better price than usual. And what we then did is we actually double topped again, just here. You can see this, which is which is ideal because we double topped just before our other double top, and we had a break below, close below here. So right now the market in my eyes is pulling back for another 26.18 and as I say, we have already had this low here, so I'm hoping now that we can get some kind of follow through down to our targets. If I just bring back on the orders, we've got a very nice risk reward here if we can get down there. 17 for 46 and 70 for target 2s. Just check out the 60. I think it was the 240. We did have the lower close on the 240. I may have covered this in the first part of the video. Yeah, you can see we had the big spike, and then we had the... Actually, no, we didn't. It was this one. This was the lower close. Yeah, so we'll come back and see whether or not we get stopped out or we see any kind of follow through on this trade. Okay, and we're back on this trade, currently 16 pips up. The reason why I've jumped back on here is because I've done, and I'm going to do a couple of things. What I did was I reduced the risk down, so I moved my stop 5 pips above this double top. And why should I do that, considering we've not violated the new structure low? And it's very simple, is we had the double top here, which stops went above. We made a new low, we saw a pullback, we double topped, we did a break below, close below. So now I can get my stop below this double top, reducing down the risk. I think I've saved myself 5 pips. Not a lot, but every pip counts. The other thing is as well, we are now Wednesday at 1:30 in the afternoon. This evening, 7:30 GMT time, we have FOMC that's out, and for me, once that news comes out, after that the market's going to be dead because it'll be Christmas. So it's the cutoff point for me, and what I'm going to do then is I'm actually just going to have this as a 1 in 1 out. The New Zealand yen is a small mover, so I'm going to go ahead here and roll my second targets to there. 30, what's that worth? 45 pips, yeah, worth 45 pips. So roll them across there, and fingers crossed that we can get this violation to the downside. I really want to violate this level here, be a good indication then that we're going lower. We are putting in a nice 240 candle at the moment, which is looking like it could be a lower close. So yeah, still looking like a nice trade. 12 pips of risk here now for 45. And we're here for another update, 33 pips up now. You can see that eventually we've broken out of this consolidation area. We've now broken to the downside. Looking very likely now that we could go on here to hit those potential targets. Again, this is just going to be a 1 in 1 out. Let's take a look at the higher time frame. Here's the 60. And hopefully in the next couple of hours we can rally down here to bank these 45 pips. Okay, we're back. My alarm's just been triggered. We have now come 3 pips from targets. I'm going to go ahead here now and roll to a few pips past break even. This is a beauty of a trade if we can get down those few extra pips. It's been a fantastic week, been a great day, taken 3 trades, 2 have won, 1 lost for, I think it was 15 pips, and this thing could win as well, putting me around, let me have a look, what did I bank, 64, and, well, if this hits, this will put me 108 pips up for the day, be very nice indeed. And I've just resumed the video. We are now at 44 pips and we are actually testing the take profit line. Need to spike past it obviously, so this should make 45 pips for this trade if we can just push through that extra half or 1 pip. It's always nice to capture these. The problem is a lot of the time the New Zealand yen is such a slow mover, it can hover there for 20 minutes. And there we go, guys. 44 pips banked for the New Zealand yen. What a fantastic trade. Lovely head and shoulders. Couple of double tops. 26.18 entry. Fantastic.